Hello and good morning. It's Tuesday, yes?
Yes, it is Tuesday. And of course, a morning to fill your life with, of course, joy, laughter, and a whole lot of inspiration. You're definitely ready? We're definitely ready for you too.
Hello, everyone. It's another beautiful Tuesday, a fresh start for new possibilities. They say that Tuesday is the real beginning of the week.
No,
Monday is where you
stop with that.
No. So okay, so like think about Monday.
If you plan for Sunday night.
No, you plan on Monday. You do all the board meetings on Monday. You write all your checks on Monday. Then everybody goes to the bank on Tuesday to check, cash them.
Write your check on Friday. Cash is Monday morning. Sorry, we're active here.
We're about getting back into the groove, pushing forward. And they say the secret of getting ahead is just getting started. So let's start strong.
Of course, we definitely have a fantastic lineup for you with amazing guests who will inspire and entertain you. We're definitely here to bring you morning television the right way.
My name is Titilayo Onyinson.
And I am Winfrey Agbeleshe. Now remember to stay with us from anywhere you're watching us on right now, right? So remember to always use our hashtag WakeUpNigeriaontvc on all platforms. Search for us. We're definitely there somewhere.
Across the world, you can watch us live. Just use our mobile app. It's available for download on Google Play and iOS. And of course, on YouTube, we're streaming live right now. All you have to do is search for TVC Entertainment.
Yes, of course. And on GOTV, it's channel 16, UHF channel 49, and StarTimes channel 121.
Following us on social media is actually important now.
Very key.
Because all the alerts, all the updates, everything you've missed over the past few weeks, and all our anniversary activity is all right there. Just search for us, TVC Entertainment _.
Of course, on all platforms, on X, on everything. And it's Tuesday. Let's get into what we have today. Ochuko Prudence Daniels is a dynamic entrepreneur and professional. She definitely does a lot when it comes to childhood and all of that for growing for kids and all that. We've had her over the past 4 weeks, and she'll definitely be here for her ultimate season this particular month.
So it's about figuring out what age a child should start school. How early did you start school?
I can't remember.
You can't remember?
No, I can't.
Was it 5? Was it 4?
I have no idea.
Was it 6?
I have no idea of my childhood. Just so you know, I have no memories of it. None.
Well, starting school early or not? We'll ask and answer that question a bit later on. We'll be having a performance coming your way. Psalm Gideonite is going to be having a stellar performance right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
And of course, for health, we'll be having Professor Adewale here to talk to us about a very interesting conversation.
He's talking about sciatica. Sciatica is one of those back pains that only people that have had it understand it. Oh, goodness me. He is, of course, someone that is into acupuncture, one of the key acupuncturists in the country, and he's been with us throughout the month. We're going to wrap it up with this all-important topic, sciatica.
So we have, after that, Tekla Uzozie, definitely going to be here as well, having a very interesting conversation with us. We're definitely looking forward to that one. And of course, the beautiful, beautiful Tuesday morning, guys. How you doing?
Mr. Mexicano, it's great to see you, as always.
It's a Tuesday morning, and the month is gradually coming to an end.
Yep, wrapping up.
Wrapping up. And, well, around the country, everybody is all gearing set for a protest. The stance of the government is peaceful, and that is what we expect as you're going out. If you want to protest, and show that it's peaceful.
I was actually going to ask,
is this official?
And how people are getting around is a very key area.
That's the thing, yeah. You have a right to protest by the Constitution, but then every other person also has a right to do their business. So you should not protest in such a way as to disrupt somebody else's movement and business. So that means that you should not block the roads, because the other person has a right to conduct his own business. So that's what we're saying. So respect people as they respect you. So that's the thing. So, but you know, I like that in Abuja, it's supposed to be in the Eagle Square.
Supposed to.
Yes, because yes, that's where, you know, they want to, and that is good. If they are in, and if we protest in an environment, that means it can be controlled, and you know, you don't disrupt other people. You don't just go out on the road in it. So if it's in the Eagle Square, and it's for me, if we do protest in the Eagle Square, it's quite a good thing. I mean, that's where we inaugurate the government, so it's not a bad thing. Once it's controlled and it's peaceful, it's okay.
So honestly, we're definitely looking out for everything all over the country. We're watching the news, we're watching the updates, we're giving you as many as we can through our news bulletins, and of course we're going to be taking newspaper headlines a bit later on to give you some information.
Good morning, the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm Mike Mesikeno. President Bola Tinubu has signed the newly approved national minimum wage into law. The president assented to the bill earlier yesterday during the Federal Executive Council meeting attended by members of the cabinet and the leadership of the National Assembly. His assent ends months of deliberations between government authorities, labor unions, and organized private sector. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, led the National Assembly and their delegation to the signing ceremony.
Amendment is for the whole nation, for the federal government, for the states, for the local governments, for the private sector, and even for individual employers. So I think this is a great day for the workers in the country. We are not only doubling the minimum wage, we have added something on top. Initially it was 30,000, now it is 70,000. But no Nigerian worker will offer services and be paid anything less than 70,000 from today. So my appeal to the Nigerian youth is do not allow any group to mislead you politically. People who probably did not have their fortunes in 2023 election are thinking they can come to the back door. That will amount to anarchy.
The Nigerian Communications Commission has directed mobile operators to reactivate all lines that were disconnected over the weekend in view of a short time available for consumers to undertake the verification of their NINs with their SIMs. The NTC in a statement said it took the decision because the consumer is its priority. The NTC, however, told reactivated customers that this directive is for a limited period to allow them properly link their NIN to their SIM. In very, very sad news, 2 children have died and 9 injured in a knife attack at the Taylor Swift dance event. Merseyside police confirmed the deaths of 2 children following stabbing at a property on Hart Street in Southport at about 11:50 BST. 6 of the 9 injured children are in critical condition. The force said with 2 adults also in critical condition. Police said a 17-year-old from Banks in Lancashire and originally from Cardiff has been arrested on suspicion of murder and attempted murder. Merseyside Police Chief Constable Serena Kennedy told the police press conference they were called following reports of a stabbing. She said when officers arrived, they were shocked to find that multiple people, many of whom were children, had been subjected to a ferocious attack and had suffered serious injuries. Ms. Kennedy said Merseyside Police was not looking for anyone else in connection with the attack, and though the motivation for the incident remains unclear, it was not being treated as terror-related at this time. And we also have to give a very big shout-out to the Tigresses who defeated Australia in Olympics basketball just yesterday. Kudos, ladies. Well done. It's our first win ever in Olympics basketball, and they deserve all the accolades coming their way. And that's it on Sports News and the news for now. We'll take a time out, stay with us. We'll be back in a bit. Okay. Welcome
Tuesday.
back. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. Just wanted to mention, it was yesterday I saw the story on the kids in the UK.
Ugh.
And mostly because they were kids, you know. That's why it really got to me. It's sad. You take your kids for summer, as it were, dance classes, children. So and then a deranged psychopath decides to step into a dance studio. And from what I heard, 2 of the adults that were training them actually put their lives on the line to protect the kids, and they are in a critical condition. And 2 kids are dead, and the sad is, you know, because they are kids mostly. Yes, there's that sentimentality there because they are kids. So quite very sad. I don't know what the UK can do because I mean, in the US is gun violence. In the UK is knife violence because of course owning a gun in the UK is quite different. Of course, we have our own here. Not saying that we focus on things outside, but this was a bit sentimental for me because kids are involved. I mean, taking your kids too, so quite sad. Commiserate with all of them. Yeah, commiserate with the families and all of that, and hopefully the ones that are injured get recover. You know, and then back here.
Sad.
And then back here in Nigeria.
Based on the kids. Yeah, back here in Nigeria.
So, you know, we also saw pictures yesterday. There were fights. There's this particular video I saw. They're pulling down this barbed fence. It was coming down. And that was, allegedly supposed to be MTN First Stack office. Right? Now, for months before now, they've been sending text to virtually all major networks that you should link your NIN to your SIM, right? Now, for some people, they've linked to, I know I've done it once or twice. In fact, some people have even done more than once, and they were still getting those messages. Yeah. And then their lines were disbarred, were barred, you know, after that particular period. But you see, a number of people actually didn't do it, because I know, there's some people that I know, they didn't do it. And they come out, I did it, I linked it. No, they didn't link. And then, so it all came to a head yesterday, when over the weekend, you know, I have a line that has been barred also, one particular, and that's because of I did not hit that call. But my main line, I had already done it and all of that. And then this went on, and then it's basically riots, as it were, because in those offices, they tore down fences and were threatening to beat up staff and all of that. Why do we, as a people, always, and now I know the cases of those that maybe might have linked and then there are issues and all that. Why do we, as a people, why do we always wait until
the last minute
action has been taken? Why are we so reactive? Why are we not proactive as a people? Because it's the same thing, every other thing. You know, why don't we, and you don't even have to link it. Maybe I wish I would show, you don't have to even go to the place. They sent links that you can do it by yourself on their sites.
Okay, so there are so many different angles to this particular issue. First of all, if you are talking about the links being sent to people, how many people are savvy enough to actually use links and understand those links are legit? We've been warned against clicking links here, clicking links there, putting your information here, putting it there. People don't trust these links all the time. Sometimes you might get an SMS from the bank. There's a particular bank that they showed us the difference between this letter A and this letter A, that you don't know which one is actually the real bank. So let's even remove the whole link thing. Now, there are people that have been sent out to companies, to offices, to help you link your NIN to your phone line. There are people that were going around with devices that looked like those voters thing, I don't know what they call them now, and they were helping. But I just feel like people just don't take things like that seriously until they have to. Why? Because there are just so many other things they're dealing with. They're dealing with trying to get the kids to school. They're dealing with trying to get transportation to the office. They're dealing with traffic. They're dealing with hunger. They're dealing with so many different things. Why should my phone line now be giving me drama, be giving me stress? You know, so people are just looking for that extra push over the edge before they go and do anything extra, because it's considered added stress, added pressure, mounting all the other pressures that they have. So yes, we are reactionary. Yes, we wait till the last minute, but that's my opinion. I think people just are looking for one less additional stress to their every week's worth of stress. You know, I don't know what you think.
To be very honest, this particular situation, I know, as you rightly said, there are different angles to see it. But to be honest, to me, the angle that prevails above everything is, honestly, I don't want to call it lack of seriousness on the parts of the organizations. Let me not say that, because I'll say, okay, maybe they are trying to do the best they can do. But then again, we need to remember that there was a time that's fine. They said, okay, link. We did link. Then for some weird reason, all that didn't matter. We're told to link again. So to be honest, a higher amount of people actually did heed to the first call to link. I was one of them and everything. Did it stop me from literally having issues? No, it did not. So if you tell me to link again, it's like, okay, what's the difference this time? Do you understand? So, and I feel with everything, right, something that's very important, I feel we even, like, I mean, we as a people generally from the top down literally fail to understand is communication needs to be effective. Even with regards with what's happening now, the threat of what I won't call it the threat, the protest that is literally being planned or being unplanned, all of that and everything. The major issue that we're having now, that I feel that Nigeria is having now, is a lack of effective communication, right? With everything that is happening, people are panicking. People are scared. People are worried, thinking, okay, fine, this business I've been trying to do and all of that, what is the likelihood that it will actually survive? Do you understand? I always have had the opinion, I've been of the opinion that, see, a Nigerian problem is not a problem that can be fixed in 1 year, 4 years, or even 8 years. I've always had the opinion that, see, before this country literally even gets to the part where it needs to literally start growing, we will go through those tough times. And I would say, fine, we are in tough times. But people don't know or are not sure if these are the tough times, in the sense of these decisions are being made that is taking us through this. Have the people literally making the decision put out enough effort to break down the communication and communicate with their constituents in their various levels, so that they communicate to the people, so we understand why it is hard. People at the top, educated, exposed, can understand that, okay, fine, these policies are making sense or will make sense in the long run. But to those that don't understand it, which are the majority of the people, what is being done to communicate that?
So amazing, it's amazing you should say that, because there was an article that came out yesterday breaking down all so basically a list of demands of the people, and then a list of things that government has apparently put in place. And it was like a compare and contrast, saying that these things are actually happening.
Exactly.
But the language that was being used was so technical and so advanced that it just feels like the people that actually need to hear it, maybe they've heard that someone said something, but they don't exactly know what they're trying to say.
The language being used, to be honest, is one thing. But even the language, as technical as it is it being put out there effectively to be reached?
If it was election period now, they know how to break down jingles and promos into pidgin, into local languages,
into songs,
to, you know, tell the people who they should, or who they, you know, who is a preferable
communication now,
candidate. I'm just trying to say that in terms of communication, these messages are not getting down to the people that.
Okay, so if it's maybe if you are talking about protest, maybe that's a different one. But if it is on the linkage, the name-sim linkage, they've overdone.
Like what?
Basically, every radio station I turn to, you don't stay 20 minutes without hearing the message from.
So, Mike, the information I'm talking about is not to link. When the issue happened, when the linking didn't work, and we're asked to relink, were we made to understand why,
okay, so
or what happened?
This is it, it could have been incompetent on their own part. Do you understand? But explaining what happened doesn't save or doesn't help the situation. Some people, they work. I know, it could, but they don't. But for the fact that you were told to do it again, if it didn't work for you, for me it worked at that time.
That first link.
I don't know if there was, or
it was fingerprint. It was they took your picture. They did all that, right?
So the NIN is the second one. That was biometric.
Okay.
This is just linking the number. And for the links, you have to find a way. We've told you at different times how to find phishing links and no original links. You can know. You go to the direct website. We are in an era of technology now where things are easier. So you cannot use an excuse that there is a susceptibility of fake links coming up, and that's the reason why you cannot use a standardized method, which is via links. It's much easier. Nobody has to go to the office.
The funny thing, the interesting thing, I think that what actually caused more people to be upset, to be honest, I just watched some interviews of people that were actually so people actually did link. So there was a girl that literally was interviewed. She actually spoke about how she linked, every time, the first time she linked, the other time she actually linked, but her line still got barred. And that literally cost her mother a job of over 5 million naira. Because they were trying to reach her and they couldn't reach her. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, that could happen. I say that there are some people that have said they've done, but I know a number of people who did not.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but then let's hear your thoughts.
Let's
hear your thoughts on all of this. Put it in the comment section. We'll be back after this time out.
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies this morning. Mike Mesikeno is here with me on this one. And today's date is Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. I have the New Telegraph with me right now. It says, IGP orders police protection for protesters as Senate calls for emergency session tomorrow. Pages 2, 3, 4, 8, 26, and 30 discuss this particular matter. It also says here, H124, Customs surpasses revenue target, generates 2.74 trillion naira. It says here, federal government orders NNPC Limited to sell crude oil to Dangote, others in naira. The story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 3. It also says here, Tinubu signs new minimum wage bill into law. FEC approves 1.44 trillion naira for road contracts. OK's pact with Spain on fugitives repatriation. Federal government pushes for 80% digitization of government operations by 2025. Any story pop out there for you, Mike? Okay, you want to take the next one? We have the Punch, I believe.
Okay, so yeah, a hardship protest, that's the major one that you have here. Security agencies begin massive soldiers and police deployment. The NPF, that's talking about the police force, places operatives on red alert. NTOS fortifies custodial centers. NSCDC deploys 30,000 personnel. Just beside the flag of the paper, the president orders Naira crude sale. And marketers project price crash. I don't know why it should be an order. I mean, okay, yes, that a lot about the oil situation in this country can be confusing if you want to think about it. But then they talk about selling in Naira. And, you know, we brought up that thing at different times. I see houses and people talking about stuff, and then openly they are pricing. Things are priced in dollars, even in this country, even inside here. How do you expect the Naira to rise when you are paying bills inside this country in dollars? That means that in Nigeria, you have to go and source for Forex to pay a bill inside your own country. How does that work, man?
It doesn't.
How does that even work?
So projecting a price crash could be one of the reasons why there are extensive fuel queues, because there are filling stations or operators that have bought at a particular price and are trying to sell off.
It's the same thing we always say, but it's not always as plain as that. That is easy enough to be said. Even in some places, there's some places where the queues are very long. There's some places that they have little or no queues, even inside here. It's just very funny how things are going on, you know. But, you know, concerning the protest and all of that, I like what the Inspector General of Police has said. It is now up to the security agencies to ensure that those who would plan to hijack these protests are unsuccessful. That is the thing. Wherever, even if these are agents of whoever they are, the point is that the protesters should be protected. And it would be nice, like I said in the case of Abuja, if they do it in a particular area where they don't disrupt daily activities. You understand? But they should be protected. They have a right to protest. Everyone has that right. And they have a right not to be harassed while protecting peacefully.
We have the Daily Trust newspaper here with us as well. Very similar headlines here. Federal government to promoters, why you should shelve a protest. It says here, offers to sell 50 kg of rice at 40,000 naira. Ask students to remain on campus. National Assembly convenes emergency sessions tomorrow. And EFCC begins probe of sponsors. Page 4 has more on that. FEC approves sale of crude oil to Dangote and others in naira. We mentioned that already. Thousands of dollars flown out of Nigeria every hour, says Interpol. Subscribers besiege telecoms offices over barred lines. We discussed that in the kitchen earlier today. And I'm going to touch on the minimum wage bill. It says Tinubu signs minimum wage bill. Page 5 has more on that as well. It was all over the news yesterday when the bill was being signed. And yeah, it was all we could talk about. Minimum wage was all we could talk about throughout the whole month of June, I believe, right here on the show. And it being finally signed into law means that from here on out, I guess from NYSC up to all federal government levels, they are supposed to now earn 70,000 naira
Point is
minimum.
purchasing power.
Purchasing
70,000
power,
naira
yeah.
today and 30,000 naira 6 years ago. Can you equate them? That's the thing now. So we ensure it's a lot more than just increasing the minimum wage. We just have to ensure that we keep inflation down, because that is still not up to the cost of a bag of rice.
All right. We have to wrap it up on the headlines in the dailies for this morning. We are, of course, looking out for your comments and contributions on our socials. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us WakeUpNigeriaTVCE on Instagram with your posts. All right, then we're heading into the kitchen. Our chef is standing by with Winnie.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, where I'll be serving you some deliciousness, right, into your day from all that negative, bad stuff going on outside.
Positive energy.
Of course, positive energy here only. All right, hi, Chef Mide, how you doing today?
Yeah, good morning, Winnie.
Yeah, and I'm spotting our Mide bread, and of course, it's definitely very soft and succulent, and succulent is really, really, like, really attractive. So tell me, what are we making today?
So we're making pan-seared sandwich.
Pan-seared
Chicken
sandwich.
yeah.
Pan-seared chicken sandwich. I love the fact that it looks simple, direct. I mean, I can definitely...
easy to make.
And easy to make, yeah. I can definitely whip this up in my kitchen like that. So tell me, run me through the process. Right, I see chicken breast, right?
Yeah, this is chicken breast.
Yeah, so let's go over the ingredients quickly.
So I'll be using chicken breast, tomatoes, lettuce, mayonnaise, and ketchup.
Oh, amazing.
Then to give it an extra hot, I'll be using Cameroon pepper.
Ooh, Chef Mide's Cameroon pepper.
Succulent
then of course,
bread for Mide bread.
Of course, definitely. So what's the first thing we do here?
So the idea of the pan-seared is to seal up my bread so that it doesn't get soggy while filling it.
Oh,
so I'm going to be pan-searing my
bread first.
Yes,
Is that the first thing we're going to do?
my bread, yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay,
the first thing I'll do. Then I will stir fry my chicken breast.
Chicken breast, okay.
Do my vegetables, close them, and we arrange
And just arrange them, and we're good.
Yeah.
Quick, easy, and of course, I love the fact that I'm seeing vegetables, I'm seeing greens, I'm seeing tomatoes.
Yeah.
Super great for you. Of course, we have some fat there. That's mayonnaise, right? And of course, we have some ketchup in here. We have some oil for the...
The ketchup is actually optional. You can decide to let it go.
To let it go.
Sometimes I add onion just to
Oh, okay.
and change
Oh, amazing. Okay, we have some oil, but oil is that vegetable oil?
Yes.
Yeah, and of course the pepper and the chicken breast here. And our star, which is the Chef Mide sliced bread, right? Of course, you have the ingredients right there on your screen in case you want to try out this quick and easy recipe. All right, so let's start. Let's start.
I'm going to probably...
You're going to,
yes.
so strip,
strip my
the chicken. Okay. And nicely, I like how easily it's literally cutting. Right, that's the amazing thing about chicken breast. It's all the protein you need without the fat.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I always like to dice them
it,
so that while cutting my sandwich is not giving me
it's in biteable sizes,
yeah.
right? So it doesn't, because sometimes you actually have sandwich and then it doesn't necessarily work when you're biting and dragging and pulling and all that. But yeah, I mean, it's even quick still, even if we're cooking the chicken, even if we're using chicken, because chicken breast cooks really quickly, yes. Okay, amazing. And let me turn on the heat so that we get that ready. Okay, so tell me, what other variations of this sandwich can we make?
So we can have egg sandwich.
Okay.
We can have tuna sandwich. We can have corned beef.
Okay.
So it depends on how
what
you want it.
want, what your preference is, and what you have available as well, which is actually very important. So do we add? We can add eggs to this,
yes,
right?
Definitely, definitely.
We don't have to take.
But I just want the chicken to be pronounced.
Yes, to be pronounced.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the heat is up on the pan. Let me turn the heat up to that particular one. Ooh. Okay. All right. So for those people who literally are just joining us for the first time, Chef Mide, tell us about our Mide conglomerates. Tell us about our many range of products. All right, let's go on with what we're doing as you speak.
I always say I want a one-stop catering outfit.
Yeah.
And what inspired me is that I want to be able to get my original product myself.
Yes.
Like when I started cooking, I always want the taste of my food to be original.
Yes.
I want you to taste my food today and see tomorrow, next after, and you still get the same taste.
Yes.
So I started making my own spices. And I have
amazing.
about 25 different spices.
25 different spices,
So,
yeah. I mean, the other day you literally sent me the whole list, and I'm like, this list is endless, amazing.
When you taste my food today, tomorrow you're still getting the
same taste. So they know that signature,
yes, that's
Chef Mide's signature, amazing. So I love the fact that, I mean, you're a chef, you cook and all of that, but you still have products on standby, like this amazing bread now. What other flour-based products do you have?
Okay, no, I make pastries. And my pastries are very good. Like, awesome.
Chef Mide's chin-chin is... No, you have to give us that recipe on this show. You
literally...
Yes, you need to come...
That recipe, I've been using it for like 20 years.
20 years. Yes, no, you need to do that. Joking. That's your... Next time I'm seeing you, please, the chin-chin we're making. Yes, please. Okay. Live and direct. I mean, I love the fact that we have variations. We have the ginger garlic. We have the milk one. And of course, what's the other one? My favorite one, the spicy one, the one that has the pepper. Really, really nice. We definitely need to learn that now. Yeah. You can't hide that away from us. Okay, so now in the pan, we literally have some oil. Stir fry the chicken. Are we going to be marinating the chicken at all? Or just going in?
I'll just put a little. Sandwich, I don't want it to get
too spicy. Okay, great. All right, so our chicken breast is going
turn this off.
in. Okay, let's use that one.
No, this is fine.
Okay,
we need to turn this off.
Is that hot?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay, that's off now. And our pan is also heated. All right, amazing. So while we wait for the pan to get heated up, we have our lettuce here. Make sure you wash your vegetables very well.
Like 3 times.
Yes, even more. Yeah. And make sure you run, like, when washing vegetables, right, like just the way you did it. Running water, right? If you can actually, pluck the leaves out one by one and run it under running water. So the sand and all the dirt literally leaves. And of course, if you can wash with salt as well. That's something I also do, just to make sure that there's no funny thing hanging around. All right, Chef Mide, well, we actually leave you to get our chicken breast simmered and get our sandwich cooking or rolling. We have to go on a quick break right now. When we come back, though, still so much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay with us.
Welcome back. Now, Tuesdays, we have our parenting conversations. And we are blessed to have Ochukwu Prudence Daniels back with us. Now, she is a dynamic entrepreneur and professional early childhood practitioner. Now, she is the founder and director of Mama Hill Montessori, and she holds global Montessori credentials at 2 different levels, age 3 to 6 and 6 to 12. Now, we have been discussing the issue of children being rushed through the years and a parent's prerogative. At this point, we're going to be discussing how soon a child should be put into school. At what age should your child start school? Welcome back to the program. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Honestly, so from a Montessori perspective, I think we should explain the reason why your perspective on, when a child should start school is different from what is more commonplace.
Okay, so ideally, Montessori prepares children from 2.5 years to 6, and that's not really school.
Okay.
But the term preschool.
Preschool. Okay.
And they have in America the pre-K.
Okay.
We have it here too. Nigerian curriculum or Nigerian Ministry of Education promotes 3 years.
Okay.
For the preschool, they call them kindergarten, and then the 4 to 5 years nursery, and the 5 to 6 years nursery 2, nursery 1, nursery 2, and then from 6 years the elementary program starts. It's the same for Montessori. It's just that Montessori also develops something for parents, parents from infants.
Okay.
So I would generally say to parents, because there are some children who are actually better off in school than at home.
Okay.
Yeah, because the experience the child gets at a very young age determines their whole life.
Okay.
So why wouldn't you give them the best experience if they cannot get it from home? So if, for example, you're a working mother or parents, or how do they call them? Parents in absentia, you should put your children in a good school. Yeah, good school being that the personnel are able to cater to the needs of the children at that age. We have programs for 0 to 18 months, 18 months to 36 months, that's 3 years. And the proper children's house in Montessori is from 3 to 6.
Okay, so now let's wrap our head around what the average parent thinks of as school. The average parent thinks of school as the time when, a child gets into school and is graded every month or every term and given a scorecard, given exams to do, given certain books to read, given handwriting to do, etc., etc., etc. So now what we're talking about is not exactly school in that sense of the word. This is engaging children on another level. Let's break that down.
So it can be done from home as well. So if you're an at-home mother, you can take lessons on how to engage your child. With school, remember, I think we had that topic here once. As a parent, you are the child's first teacher. Yeah, so you can actually engage with all of these activities. Grading and scoring children before they are 6 years old is not necessary. I can say it anytime, anywhere. It's not necessary because what you want is to develop your child socially. The social skills and social development is the number one. And then when they meet that milestone before you begin to introduce real learning, academic, and the social is also learning. So children learn from birth. They learn from even when, I remember when I had my first child, when he came out, my husband walked in and he recognized the voice. My husband spoke and he was like looking for that voice, like, I know this voice. It's just tallied with what people say that children in the womb, they hear. So the learning doesn't even start from when they are born, it starts from before. So you can actually engage your child with activities. Again, I will speak about the hands. In Montessori, we say the hands, they are the organs of the mind. So, and everything the hand touches connects to the brain. So when you engage your children in hands-on activities, you're actually educating the brain. Yes, you're educating the child's mental curiosity, intelligence, and all of the cognitive skills.
So my kids started with Montessori. They did Montessori till nursery 2. And they were given a lot of materials to work with. And when I say materials, I hadn't thought of the term materials so much as I did when they were very young. Things like sand, things like paper, things like, different shaped objects, things that made different noises, little stones, pebbles, seeds, and things like that. And now that you've mentioned using your hands, now I'm beginning to understand it more. So
I wish I could just break in because our time doesn't permit us to say so much.
Go ahead.
We educate the senses in Montessori. So when you say hand, it speaks to the sensory. Sense of smell, taste, hearing, sight, feeling, the touch. So all of our 5 senses are catered to. And when you refine those senses, the children are better placed to now be sensitive to hearing. Some adults today don't know color. It's not their fault. They were not educated at that age. They were not, that sense of color was not refined when they were young. So when you talk about things with shape, children do geometry from when they're 2.5.
Wow.
And so those geometry work, it comes like a mirror, like they absorb it in their minds, they store it, and in later years, they recall it for the real learning. So the child is not wasting that time at school at that time. I'm not so much an advocate of bring your child to school early, but if you are not present with your child, the best thing is to take the child to a good school where the child's sensory organs can be refined and help to prepare for proper school.
So I wanted to just reiterate, this is not the type of school where a child is constantly looking at a blackboard all day.
No way. How do you even tell a Montessori school? One, they must have professionals in the environment who are trained. An average Montessori training in Nigeria costs close to about 2 million.
Wow.
Or above that, depending on the level. For the teachers, depending on the level of training.
Wow.
And the school must have at least one trained person in the environment to guide the children and the activities of their learning. 2, the classrooms are prepared. We call it the prepared environment. Okay. It's not like the regular classroom, sit and face the board, the teacher is dictating. No.
Okay.
It is organized in a friendly way. Yeah. Our experience at Moma Hill is that children don't want to go home because it's prepared for them. So prepared environment. Yeah. And then you have the child allowed to choose what they want to work with.
Wow. Power
of choice.
Wow.
It caters to the child's interest later in life and helps them to navigate their life path.
That's so interesting. So the child gets into the environment with all these options, and then the child actually gets to choose, or you actually see this child gravitate to what interests them.
The child gravitates to what interests them. They make choices.
Wow.
As a guide, you have been trained, as a teacher now, we call them guides. You have been trained to kind of channel this child to the right place, but you allow the child to choose. You just subtly guide them in the right direction. Professionally as well.
So obviously there's never enough time to discuss things like this, but as parents, have you noticed, what interests your child the most? Now, I'm not talking about your cell phone here. In and around the house, is it when you're cooking? Is it when you're washing? Is it when you're, cleaning something? Do they want to join you? What are you noticing about this child? Hopefully, the right school will help channel those energies in the right direction. Thank you so much for an amazing month on parenting segment. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck with Mama Hill.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so at this point, we are going to be heading back to the kitchen with Winfrey.
Thank you so much, Titi, and well done. We've definitely learned a lot from you over the past 5 weeks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chef Mide, how's it going?
You can see our chicken is ready.
Yes. Okay, so I guess you're just joining us. I'm here with Chef Mide, and we're making pan-seared chicken sandwich, right? And so far, tell us, Chef, what have we done so far?
Okay. Our tomato is cut.
Yes.
Our lettuce is washed.
Yes.
And I'm trying to pan-sear my
bread. Okay.
My bread. Then the chicken breasts, I dice them. Then I stir-fry them.
Yes.
With chef secret and a little bit of Cameroon pepper.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm going to be mixing my filling. Add my mayonnaise.
Ooh, that's a lot of mayonnaise. Okay.
So then, earlier I said that the ketchup is optional.
Yes, okay.
And sometimes I add on it.
Okay, so it depends on...
Yeah, it depends on...
It depends on your taste.
Feeling,
yes, and your taste. Some people actually like mustard as well.
Yeah, you can also
actually add mustard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Nice. All right, and it definitely looks like a sandwich is going to be really juicy.
Yes, that's why I had to pan-sear the
bread. Okay, that's what. Yeah, you actually said you pan-seared it so that it doesn't get soggy.
Yes.
While
filling.
Yeah, while we're filling. Amazing. Okay, so the mayonnaise and the ketchup is being mixed now with the chicken breast, which has already been simmered for a bit. Yeah, and our bread is nice and crunchy. I like the lines.
Yeah.
It actually has.
I always like to have my toast with this line.
Yes. Okay.
He's giving it some
Chef Mide, is it the whole loaf of bread you want to do for us?
Yes, now so that everybody can.
We're washing our waist.
So that everybody can have the breakfast.
Are we doing a single layer or a double layer?
No, I'm going to be using 3 slices of bread.
Oh, that's definitely a double decker. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, Chef Mide. We're definitely going to leave you here. Probably next time we're in the kitchen, we'll definitely see how it's being arranged. Right? Okay, it's definitely top of the hour right now. We have to go on a break. And when we come back, there's still so much more happening here. Stay with us.
Good morning once again, Nigeria. We're back. We have a little bit more excitement, a little bit more inspiration, and many more reasons to smile. Welcome to the second hour. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. It's Tuesday, and we're definitely here to turn your morning into a powerhouse of positivity. Let's definitely make today amazing, right?
So a lot of people like to do this, watching the clock. Don't watch the clock. do what it does. Just keep going, keep ticking. Yeah, we're here to keep you motivated and inspired throughout the day. So let's dive in. We have quite a bit more coming your way.
Yes, of course. My name is Winfrey Agbele-Shea, and we have Chef Mide in the kitchen, whipping up a storm of sandwich. Yes, very, very juicy sandwich right there. And
she has her own bread.
She has her own everything. 25 seasons, is it a joke to you?
Ew, easy.
Is it a joke to you?
And there's one secret seasoning she uses.
She doesn't tell us the secret.
I don't know. But hey, my name is Titilayo Oyin, so you can, of course, watch us live on YouTube. That's TVC Entertainment. That's all you need to do. Just search for us on YouTube, and you'll see us live right there.
Yes, of course. You can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere around the world through our mobile app, available for download on the Google Play Store and the iOS.
GOTV Channel 16, UHF Channel 49, and StarTimes Channel 121. Make sure you use any of those platforms, whichever one you use.
Yes, of course. And social media, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, at TVC Entertainment. Make sure you follow us and drop your comments. We definitely love to hear from you.
For what we have left on the show.
To set the mood on this beautiful Tuesday, we have a special musical performance from Samson Gideon, probably known as Gideon Knights. Definitely, he'll be here to entertain us and thrill us with his vocals.
On health this Tuesday, we have the amazing Professor Badiriwa Adewale back. We're talking sciatica. Do you know what that particular nerve below that lower back pain, causing that lower back pain is called? Yeah. Sciatica is a topic. He is an expert when it comes to acupuncture, and he might have a solution for you. We'll be talking to him very soon.
And of course, finally on our couch, we have Tekla Uzozi, who is a multifaceted artist who sees different mediums of creativity as vessels to convey ideas. Now, she has mastered the art of storytelling in all forms, ensuring that while she creates, she is imparting positivity with her creativity. A culture enthusiast with a major focus on African culture, Tekla definitely does so much, and she'll be here to talk to us about all that she does.
We would have a health discussion, and it's been a wonderful month of enlightenment and, of course, learning, as we have Professor Badiriwa Adewale, who I would say our in-house acupuncturist now, because he has been a reservoir of knowledge. It is great to have you, sir.
Thank you
are
very
welcome.
much. It's nice to be here once again.
Thank you so far for a wonderful month of knowledge that you've been giving us. Well, we have something quite interesting this morning.
Yes.
And we're discussing sciatica.
Yes.
Now, this is a problem that, in fact, everybody at one point in time around has come in contact with this problem, even if not permanently, at least, you know, depends on whatever you do and all of that. Well, let's start exactly with the definition. What exactly is sciatica?
Let me put it this way. A lot of people always have this misconception. From my own clinical experience, if you come to the clinic, I've been having pain on one side of my leg. I don't know if I've sat on juju or I've matched juju. You know, we Africans, we have this kind of belief and all these things. So basically, sciatica, let me put it this way, is the other name for sciatica is sciatic neuritis. In other words, when the sciatic nerve, which is a principal nerve from the buttocks going to the leg, that nerve is called sciatic nerve. And when it gets to the middle of the leg, it gives rise to some branches like the peroneal nerve and the rest of them. Or sometimes maybe if you are injected, maybe the nurse mistakenly injected you on a wrong site, the first place it's going to attack is the hedge of the sciatic nerve. And that's why you see a lot of people after that, they will be dragging their leg, you know, because the thing has already impinged on the sciatic nerve. So sciatic nerve is that nerve that arises from the buttocks to the leg. And when it is now being inflamed, or when there is an herniated disc, or when there is a kind of problem, the patient will come up with some constant pain on that part of the leg. It will be constant in the sense that even when you use analgesic, within a while, the effect will die down, the pain continues all along, and that's why a lot of people always ascribe it to witchcraft and all these funny beliefs, you know.
So now this pain, what causes this pain? You've mentioned it, one of the causes and other. What other things can cause this pain in the sciatic nerve?
Well, herniated disc can cause it. Then if you are the type that's always sitting in one place, you don't move around, it can also cause it. Or probably if your occupation involves using the waist and along the line, you might have sat wrongly, and then some of the bones in the sciatic region could be impinging on the nerves, and that kind of pain will radiate to the lower legs, and it will be constant. And in that case, there could be what we call sciatica.
How about age? Does it come in to consideration?
Well, basically, when you are within the age of between 35, 40, and 50, you can start experiencing this, And if you are a sportsman, depending on the kind of sports you do, like people who do aerobics, they move their body a lot. Along the line of moving, or you are a weightlifter, part of the bones could have shifted one way or the other, and it could affect that nerves. And that's why you see a lot of weightlifters, they have to give them this
belt.
This belt to strap the lumbar from moving anyhow, because any slight movement can affect, can generate that kind of pain, which could be constant.
Right. But before we talk about curative measures, how about preventative measures or preventive measures? In this case, is there anything you can do to prevent?
Yeah, one of the things to prevent is by exercising regularly when you move your body. And then, of course, you can go for some regular massage. Massage is good. But when you are going for massage, you have to be careful, because I want to say it on here. Majority of the people doing massage today are not even properly trained. A lot of them believe that massage is just about putting olive oil in your body and start scrubbing. No.
I know, this is a personal experience. Someone I know that does not had any sort of professional training or anywhere, just because his hands are strong.
Yes.
The guy just, like you said, olive oil or something. Your hand strong.
When you do that, you are going to cause problem for your patient. You are going to irritate some nerves, and you are going to rupture some blood vessels along the line. Massage is not about strength. It is about what you have in your head. And that is why massage has been described as the systematic manipulation of the soft tissue for relaxation or for therapy. So when you are not trained, definitely there will be mistakes. So if you have sciatica, you go to people like that, you're going to create more problems. So the best thing to do when you have that kind of problem, number one is you will take analgesic, which is very common. Just take, because sometimes mild analgesic may quell it, provided it's not sciatica, because sciatica pain is very stubborn. But sometimes it goes on its own. But it's better you seek for medical attention when it is giving you problem, because I've suffered from it once. I was unable to sit very well inside the airplane. I have to, you have to strap your belt. I have to be, the air staff, what's the problem, until I get it treated. So in other words, in order to treat it, the first step is taking your analgesic, and don't just take analgesic anyhow. Let it be prescribed by a qualified medical practitioner, so that you don't cause more problem. Then apart from that, you can use your ice and cold pack. This is talking about physiotherapy.
Yes.
Take ice, put ice there, and when you use ice for the first 24 hours, then you can now start treating it with a warm compression, things that can generate some heat. It is not good to always start your treatment by using hot.
Exactly. I just wanted to ask that question. How do you know where to get the balance between the cold and hot?
When you have pain, the first 24 hours, you should use ice. After 24 hours, you can now start applying all those hot stuff. Because I know a lot of people, once they have pain, the first thing they will go for, I don't want to mention that product, it's very popular around us. They will go and buy it, and they will be scrubbing it.
Let's mention that aboniki. Is it
aboniki, so that would not be good. We've seen a lot of people who have just a strained ankle, and they use aboniki. The next day, the leg will be as big as this, because that is a wrong approach. The first approach, the first 24 hours, is ice. And that is why there is an acronym, RICE. RICE means rest, ice, compression, and exercise. You first of all apply ice. When you do that and you take analgesic, the next day you get up and there you go. But if you go and apply those wrong treatment, the next day they will be making tea and salad for you in the bed, and you spend so many days there, So the approach is very, very important. And now, how does acupuncture come in? Acupuncture is the best way to deal with sciatica. And what do I mean? There is a particular acupoint here on the gluteal region. This is called the gluteal region. On the lateral aspect of it, this is the point here. It is called GB30. The name for it in Chinese is Wan Tiao. Wan Tiao. In this point, you are going to use a long needle. This needle is not long enough. The needle has to be about 5 cm. you will insert it here. When you insert it here, you know these are gluten food. When you insert it here, the needle must touch sciatic nerve because it is lodged inside there. When it touches it, you will see a sensation of vibration on that leg. That means you are there. So when you do that, you can now have some additional point like full waist, on colon and all these points. You had it. So what we are saying in essence is, don't start indulging in drug. If you have taken your analgesic and the problem is not abating, you may also consult the physiotherapist if there is a nearby physiotherapist. Or better still, see an acupuncturist. Acupuncture will take care of it decisively, for sure.
Wow. This, you just entered into the place when you started calling the names and all of that. That is quite something.
Yes.
But, Prof, it has been such an enlightening month with you. So much so. Once again, just finally, I knew you mentioned it last week. How do we get qualified acupuncturists? How do we know that the people who are doing it are qualified and not quacks? Where do we get that information?
Yes. Number one, if you want to get good acupuncturists, we have a body in Nigeria which is called NUCAM, which happens to be the Deputy National President, Nigerian Union of Practitioners of Complementary Alternative Medicine. Okay. We have a lot of acupuncturists there. Then the Medical and Data Council has registered some acupuncturists in the country, including some of these expatriate acupuncturists you see around. But I tell you what, it is better you see Nigerian acupuncturists because some of these expatriate acupuncturists can't even express themselves in English. And you know, in medicine, diagnosis is very important. When you are conversing with a doctor that doesn't hear your language, there could be misconception and there could be ambiguity. But when you speak to somebody who understands your language, or in most cases, you express it in your native language so that he knows what is wrong with you. He will be able to go right to the point and do justice to that problem once and for all.
Professor Baderinwa Adewale.
Thank you very much.
Such an honor, such a pleasure. Thank you so much for imparting all your knowledge throughout this month.
Thank you.
Hope you're able to pick one or two things there. We'll take a time and I'll stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
Okay, it's time for us to have our final conversation for the day.
Yes, of course. And lastly, we have with us Tekla Uzozi, who is a multifaceted artist who sees different mediums of creativity as vessels to convey ideas.
She is amazing. Tekla is someone who has mastered the art of storytelling on all forms. Now, she's also creating, impacting positively with her creativity, a culture enthusiast, and she has a really major focus on African culture.
Of course.
She's been seizing every opportunity to propagate the Igbo culture, especially the language, and it's really evident in her work with NABU, which is developing children's books in Igbo language.
Yes. Amazing, amazing. Yeah. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. How does it feel having your bio read out?
It definitely feels really great.
We even left out the Netflix part.
Netflix part. We did.
Definitely have like movies that you scripted on and edited as well. Amazing, amazing. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so let's get into how the journey began. First of all, we've already mentioned Igbo language. Now, this is very key for you. It's a very big deal for you. How did you get into writing and learning Igbo so deeply?
So I grew up with parents who spoke the language to me. So in my immediate environment, I could speak, I could read, I could write from a very young age. So it wasn't really learning. It's just I picked it up from the environment. But writing actually started, I developed my gift for writing right from primary school. You know, when they say write essays about yourself?
Okay.
I remember reading something I wrote in primary 5.
Wow.
A few months ago, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay. This didn't start today. So, yeah. Good schools, courtesy of my parents, and also because my father was a teacher, so yeah, that definitely did help.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Now we understand. So, but you know, it's a far cry understanding and learning from your parents, and then actually making it work for you financially speaking. You're earning from that gift.
Yes.
You're earning from that gift.
So let me ask this question, right? I mean, earning from the gift definitely got to a point where you realize, okay, you know what, I can do this. I don't think money was a goal when you started, right? So tell me, at what point did you get there and you're like, okay, you know what, I can actually translate books from English to the Igbo language? And like, why and what triggered that, really?
Well, it was just the right opportunity coming at the right time. Okay. For me, writing started because I bumped into a very horrible script.
Wow.
Yes, at an audition. That was how I started. I got into screenwriting. I just bumped into this horrible script. I'm like, wait a minute, but I can do this. So I started researching. But the Igbo opportunity with NABU came last year when I just saw an ad out there and, oh, they needed Igbo writers, children's books writers. And I felt that, oh, I could do this.
Okay.
I hadn't written anything for children at the time, so I just felt, oh, I could do this. Let me just apply. And I did.
Okay.
And they asked me, have you written anything for children? I said, no, but I am a certified teacher. I actually studied education English in school.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm a teacher as well. So I'm like, since I can teach children, I mean, we all did teaching practice.
Okay.
So I think this is something I can do. And I got the opportunity and I found that I would be writing in Igbo language. It just made sense that every experience that I've had
growing up,
led
childhood.
up to this moment. It was really fulfilling.
Amazing. Now,
Fabulous.
You mentioned audition.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what was that? What were you auditioning
So, even though a lot of people know me more now as a writer and producer, I started off my creative journey as an actor. Yes.
Interesting.
And I remember landing my first role for my second audition, and I was thinking, a talented woman and more. So it's all the way up from here.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
But then you audition, and the reality hits you. Maybe this is not as easy. Yeah, it's not as easy as it seems. And then as I was auditioning, I remember I had passed the first stage, and they gave me sides to read for the second stage of the audition. I looked at the sides. I'm like, okay, this. Now, wow. Why is this looking this way? I didn't know what a script would look like, even having been on a set before as an extra. You don't get to see the
script.
Yeah, so I didn't know what an actual script looks like, but then I knew something was off about this. I told myself, but I can write this. So what I did was I went online, started searching for scripts. Maleficent was my favorite movie at the time.
Wow.
So I had it, and then I went, collected the script, and read. As I was reading the script, I was looking at the movie, finding the differences. And I didn't even know anything about screenwriting softwares at the time, so I used Microsoft Word. Yeah. So I started with Microsoft
That was
Word.
it.
Yeah,
That was it. Amazing, you see? One thing led to another, and you're here.
There's a project that's, is it out yet or it's just about to come out?
Oh, it's about to come out.
It's about to come out that you played a major part in. And I know you want to talk about it, so let us know what it's about.
Oh, well, it's one of the projects that I'm super, super proud of. Very grateful to have been a part of. Tokumbo, directed by Ramsey Noah, produced by Chris Ode,
Ramsey Noah. You don't whisper when you mention his name. You say it well. Ramsey Noah.
Apologies. Let me go back.
Exactly.
Ramsey Noah.
Exactly.
Yes, and produced by Chris Ode. And I have the opportunity, or I have been fortunate to be a co-writer on the project alongside Todimu Adegoke and...
Who's the lead in this?
Oh, Gideon Okike.
Gideon!
Phenomenal Gideon Okike.
wow.
And
Wow.
it's such a character, Tokumbo. So it's such an amazing, amazing project that I'm super proud of, and I can't wait for everyone else to see.
Amazing. We definitely cannot wait to see it. I have worked with Gideon before, and of course, phenomenal, literally doesn't even cut it. Right, so now I'm going to ask you this question, right? In production school, we usually have clashes with writers, right? Sometimes the interpretation, right? So the same thing you said from Maleficent, you actually were looking for the difference with the script and the actual movie. So do you struggle with that? So let's talk about the past products you worked on. So you see this actor, you're not delivering my lines. Do you actually have that, and how do you deal with it?
So it's, I've evolved. Yes, as a creative person, I've evolved.
Okay.
And because I started off as an actor, I saw things from in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And then I moved to writing, and then I began to see things a little differently.
Yeah.
And then I moved to producing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've actually
right,
done. So I understand. And even when I'm writing, I'm telling myself, sister, are you sure?
They will
Can
deliver
you
this.
deliver?
Yes,
Yes. And I'm
yes.
thinking from the producer's point of view, well, you know, it's more of being realistic.
Yes.
What is achievable
Yes.
while you are trying to be creative? I mean, you can be very creative with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, writers have a way of But producers have to reel them in, so you have all of that in you.
Directors actually worse because, yes, directors actually worse because sometimes they are quite insistent, and that's something I'm still exploring as well.
So what's your favorite cap? Is it writer? Is it producer? Is it actor?
Acting, actually.
Really?
Yes, and funnily enough, Tokumbo is going to be out on the 23rd of August, and I played a small part.
Okay.
Yes, I was a newscaster on the...
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And I remember it was quite a struggle. I don't like to be in things that I write.
Okay.
Okay, so because I was going to ask, are you going to literally write for yourself?
No, I don't like to be in things that I write. So I prefer someone giving me something I had never seen before, and I have a unique perspective to it. And it's very interesting when you see what you've written and people's interpretation to it. And that was exactly what happened with Tokumbo. I was on set, so I saw how it was interpreted.
Oh,
So there's something we need you to interpret for us.
Oh, wow.
We need to head to the kitchen. Can you say it in Igbo for us?
Kaiga no seku.
Wow, is that it? Let's head over to the kitchen.
Oh, great.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I have Chef Mide here. She's definitely been hard at work putting together this pan-seared chicken sandwich for you. And definitely, I mean, even the bread was made by her.
Yes, so.
Right, sandwich. So, Chef, tell us what exactly is it. We would love for you to try it out and tell us exactly, interpret it. Just try it out and interpret it. Tell us
How does it look
to you. Yeah. So, Chef, tell us what's in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makabikon. So very delicious.
Taste it first.
I tried to give it some rustic effects.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, have a
She's
taste.
helping me with the interpretation already.
Go ahead, have a taste.
Hey.
Are you?
Let's see.
So in
You
there
have
we
to
have
mix
some
together,
lettuce.
With the vegetable.
Yes. Okay.
Just
Got
sip
it.
on it.
So what do you think?
Give me 1 minute. Let me savor it.
Okay.
The rustic was definitely rusticking. Ooh, there's like a burst of flavors. There's a little bit of pepper. I'm a pepper girl, even though I'm Igbo. I love pepper.
All right then.
And
Amazing.
beautiful, beautiful. I mean, you baked the bread? Wow.
Chef Mide, well done. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful time on the show. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.